Hello students, now I'm going to show you how to analyze the results of the simulation. So we have now finished the first round of simulation, and what are the nils in this file? So as you can see, for each round I will save a new version of the Excel file. So now we have these reported decisions round 1. And what you can see here. So let's take a look to the word. So here we will have the same variables, but you will find out that all the numbers like the populations and GDP per capita will change year by year. And so you can use this word map to compare these demographical and economical variables. But also, you can use that to analyze new data here. Basically, now you can analyze market data. So let's start with a single one, like the number of users in each country. So now you have the number of users in each country of the world. As you can see here, we have on North America 4 million users on United States in this example. In Europe, we have just one country with operations with 600,000 users. In the Asia and Pacific, we have basically 2 countries. In Japan, 1 million users, and in China, 5.5 million users. You can also analyze different variables like the market penetration. So the market penetrations means the percentage of the total population that use these kind of apps. So using all apps operating in the market. So for instance, in China it's very close to 0%, and in China it's very close to 1%. In North America, we have a number very close to 1% of users, and in the European Union, you have the same 1%. Another interesting variable that you can analyze is this is not working, I'll show you later that, but look at the market demand. So basically how much people are spending on this market, or the total revenue of all companies operating in the country. So let's take a look, and if you look to United Kingdom, this means that 38%, 38 millions of dollars was spent on that market in the last year. In North America, we can see now that the revenues of all companies summed equals $296 million. And for instance, in China, people are spending $210 million, and in Japan, $57 million. And the last variable that you can analyze is the market, the number of competitors. So as you can see, let's look to all countries in the world to have a general overlook. As you can see right now, we have 4 different companies operating in the United States. We have just 1 company operating in the United Kingdom, 1 company operating in China, and 1 company operating in Japan. But let's take a deep look to the results of each country and each region. Let's move to this part of the file called General Report. Here, we will have different information for the current year, 2011, and 2011. So we have here the demographical and market information. So here you can see how many countries you have with competitors in each region of the world. For instance, in Asia and Pacific, we have 2 companies operating, 2 countries with competitors, and we have two competitors there. And in the European Union, we have just one company operating, and also we have just one competitors with subsidiaries there. And in North America, we have operations in just one country, but in that country, you have 4 different competitors operating there. And let's look here to the number of active users. So basically, we have a lot of users in Asia and Pacific, and in second place, we can see North America. And in general, we can say that approximately 1% of people in North America are using the apps. 1% of the general population of North America is using right now the app. But if you consider only United States, the only country where there are companies operating, you can see that the result is very close to 1%. So 1.28% of the population of the general population of the country, you have they are using your app. These graphs here, they don't make we cannot see a trend right now, but in the next round of the simulation, you will be able to see the evolution of the number of users and the percentage of users compared in different regions of the world. So you can understand where you will find a lot of market saturation, where you can find a decrease in the number of users, and where the majority of users are located. Also, you have financial information for each region. So as you can see, the greatest demand is located in North America, and the second greatest demand in Asia and Pacific. And as you can see here, basically they're paying much more money for political and regulatory costs in Asia than in the United States. And also, you can understand the nature of the fixed costs, the opening costs, the costs to start your operation in the country, the total market spendings, and so on. And also the profit. Basically, countries operating in Asia and Pacific receive a lot of money, $22 million. And in North America, the net profit was close to $1 million. Okay? So, also you will be able to find the revenue in each region of the world. So, as you can find here, you see the evolution of revenues in each region of the world. And these two graphs will show you how much companies are spending on marketing and sales. Usually, and here you can also see how much they are spending on global and local expenses. As you can see here, the majority of companies are spending a lot of money on local marketing campaigns. And also you will find that companies spent about 18 million dollars on marketing in the first round. And the majority of the expenses are done on North America. And finally, here you see the competition analysis, where you can have a general overlook of each team competing. So we can see that the team 2, the revenue of the team was about $111 million. And in final, they received $4.7 million of profit, net income. So net income is basically the profit after paying everything, the partners, taxes, and interest. And also you can see the team 5, they received $210 million, but in the end they have $21 million of profit. And also the cash availability means the amount of money that you have to spend for the next rounds. So we have some companies having profit, and other companies are losing a little bit of money, but don't worry, in the first round, it's not expecting to win a lot of money in the competition. So these two graphs here show the market share of the companies. This graph, the number of rides per player, means the market share in the number of rides. So this means the percentage of rides that each company received from customers all over the world. And the revenues, you will see the market shares and revenues. So basically, in this example, the team number 5 received 52% of our revenues in the market, but only 35%. The team number 5 received 52% of our rights in the world, but they received only 35% of the revenues. So as you can see here, you have different shares on number of rights and revenues per player. And also you can see here the general competition measures or key performance indicators, and you can compare the number of users of each company. Also, you will be able to see the growth in the number of users. In the first round, there is no growth because in the beginning there was no user in the market, so basically it's impossible to calculate the growth. And for the global market share, here you have the number of rights that each company received during a year, during this last year, and this means also that you can measure your global market share, make a division of the company market share by the total market share. So 38 million divided by 74 million equals 52%. Also, another measure of performance is the growth on gross profit. And in the first round, it's not possible to measure the growth in gross profit. So everyone has a number equals 0 right now. And these two columns represent the presence in the number of regions and the presence in the number of countries. So basically, each competitor is present in one region and one country. And because of that, there is no revenue diversification right now, because basically all companies receive all the money from just one country. When you start spreading your company to different regions in the world, your revenue diversification will improve, will increase, and if you receive the same amount of money for each region of the world, the revenue diversification will equals 100%. It's the maximum of this measure. Let's take a look at these grades. So you can see here how much grades you're receiving in each key performance indicator. So we have the total no competition grades. Basically, this is a level grade depending on the number of rights, number of users, market share, number of the cash availability, number of countries and regions, and so on. And if you sum up these, you have the grades for non-competition grade. The evolution means that each round you receive grades depending on the growth of active users and the growth in gross profit. So even if you're not so well in the first round, don't worry, you can win a lot of money making better decisions in the next rounds. And the final position, this could change everywhere. This is basically a rank of number of users, cash, regions, and revenue diversification. So we have this position right now, but this position can change every round. So you also don't need to worry about that, because this can change anytime in the competition. Okay? So also you have the graph here showing how many grades do you receive taking into account 100. Remember that you have some grades that will be allocated as grades for the course, and if you achieve at least 50 points in this game, this means that you start winning points for the competition. As you can see here, even if you look to the results and find out a lot of variance in the cache availability and the number of users, we are very close in the competition. So I think that everyone has a chance to make better decisions and to win the competition right now. And the last thing that I want to show you is the country presence. So here you will be able to find different data to understand which company, which team is operating in which countries, and also you'll find the starting year for each company. So basically, all companies started their business in 2011, and you can find the countries that they are operating. So team number 5 started operating in China on 2011, and so on. If you go down in this Excel file, in this part of the file, you can select at most 5 countries and compare the number of active users and also the total demand in each country. And now there is no apparent trend here, but the next round of the competition we will find the trends and the evolution of the total demand and the growth of active users. In the next video, I'll show you how to interpret the results of individual performance overview. So I will record another video just for that, okay? So thank you, bye.